Hey everybody, it's V, the tax lien strategist. Welcome back to our channel. I've taken off a few days because we've been busy helping clients get ready for their court cases where they represent themselves pro se. But today we're going to talk about something that comes up a lot, selling air property. And I say comes up a lot because this is mostly those are the properties that we go and we able to void some of the rulings and get the property back for the heirs. I was talking to a friend who's a realtor. She and I saw real estate together in Oklahoma years ago, and also a few investors. And we're just kind of going back and forth with some conversation, kind of feeding off each other. And just realized that, investing in air property is more than just about investing in real estate. You have to do it with integrity. You have to do it legally. And you have to protect families and their land. And you can do all of those and still invest in tax liens properties. But I'm going to walk you through what a normal legal transaction should look like and then show you where things go off track when shady investors try to force deals that shouldn't happen. Now, the standard real estate transaction is just where a buyer and a seller negotiate a price and terms. That's where a meeting of the minds comes in. The seller signs a contract, buyer submits earnest money, contract goes to a title company. The title search is conducted, and if there are no clouds or liens, a closing is scheduled. That's where a deed is signed, money is exchanged, and the transaction closes legally. Now, enter in airship property, okay? This is where it takes a slightly different turn within predatory investors. So I'm going to show you how things turn, like I said, show you how things turn when property is inherited. And we have to get more into where the law is concerned when it comes to those properties, okay? It's still a legal path, but we're going to show you how to do it properly and legally. Airship property has no single owner unless a will of the estate was probated. Okay, and there's an executor, okay? The executor isn't the owner, but they kind of call the shots, along with the courts. So if there's no single owner, all heirs are considered co-owners under Texas Estate Code, okay? There must be an agreement between all heirs. That's still meeting of the minds, but all the heirs have to sign the investor's contract. Okay. Clear documentation showing heirship. So we do that with a death certificate, a will, or affidavit of heirship. The contract is still sent to the title company. So a title search may reveal missing heirs, or probate not completed, or title in decedent's name still, or unresolved liens. And so here's where predatory investors are different than investors who do things with morals. Now they know that those things have to take time. They don't want to wait. Okay? They don't want to wait. And so they start forging signatures or go to court and say that and file a lawsuit, and they have to use lies to even get the lawsuit filed, because you're either going to have to say that you can't find the missing heirs. Well, nobody's missing if you're not having done business with them. They're not missing. It's their property. They don't have to show themselves to you. What you're supposed to do is move forward to the next one. But predatory investors don't want to do that, okay? They don't want to do that. So Now they start breaking the law. It does take time, but it takes honesty. It takes all heirs working together or going to court if they can. Okay? So what they do is target one heir who will sign for quick cash. Present that one heir's signature is enough. It's not. Remember, property is owned by heirs, unless that's the only heir, and it still has to be proven. Submit the contract to a title company without telling them the full story. But reputable title companies will be able to get the full story. Believe me, I'm a title examiner. I know what they can do. They backdate heirship affidavits. And so they use these quiet title suits because they're aimed as removing other heirs instead of resolving the estate. So let me just be clear here. A quiet title suit is not a substitute for the truth. It's not a pathway to steal property. It's not supposed to be. It's not a shortcut for a missing signature. It's a legal process that should only be used to fix genuine defects and not to erase people from their rightful inheritance. Okay? So here's what you should do. Pause the transaction. Get the missing documents, either by probate, affidavits, or death certificates. Identify and notify all heirs, or work with a real estate attorney if needed to file probate or resolve disputes. Yeah, it's slower. It costs a little money, but it keeps families whole and it prevents long-term legal battles on stolen land. And what it also does is keep people and companies like me from coming after you later, because we will. There are companies like mine who purposefully know why people in gentrified areas are being dispossessed. We already know the reason. We know the tricks. We have, we're investors. Also, it's our background. But I'm teaching these people how to examine title. I'm also teaching my students how to go through all court records and pull out all quiet title actions and examine those and see the reasons for the quiet title actions. And if any of them fall under what we consider what could be seen as property theft, we're going to pull those out and we're going to examine those. And we're going to even for the owners who don't contact us, we're going to contact them and say, hey, I see where your property was stolen. This investor has done this to 4 other people. How do we know? Because once we find that you have multiple properties and you've done this same thing to one set of heirs, we're going to assume that you've done this before. And so we're going to examine everything you've done. And that's how cases get to the prosecutor. We're going to I'll talk to you a little bit more about this on the next audio. I just wanted to go ahead and present this one, the first one, and I'll talk to you all soon. Hey everybody, it's V, the Tax Lien Strategist. Welcome back to our channel. I've taken off a few days because we've been busy helping clients get ready for their court cases where they represent themselves pro se. But today